pocket.
You know what's crazy? I was recently talking to somebody, and they're like, bro, is LA what people make it seem? And I'm like, I think it depends what generation you're talking about, right? Like if you talk to like people your guys' age, like that lived through the 90s, even the 80s or early 2000s, there was some fucked up shit going on. But then they go like, what about yours? I'm like, it sounds fucked up, but you kind of get, like, you don't get used to death because obviously somebody's dead, but they're like, you kind of learn how to cope with shit a little different, but the shit you hear, the stories you hear, it'll fuck you up. Like I was telling somebody about one of the homegirls that like, she was abused and then her dad was a drug addict, and she was so like at odd, and she was like, why, you know, I'm like, fool, cause it's I fucked about it. It sounds normal, like motherfuckers like I was telling somebody a story about my dad. Some shit that happened when he was on drugs, and she was like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, but you know, it's cool. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, it's because it's a little more normal when you hear it coming from our, like, where we grew up and our backgrounds and the shit that happened in our.
I never forget, and Pun used to be at this club too. The shit used to call it the Mixed Nuts, nigga.
What the fuck?
Yes, nigga.
The Mixed Nuts?
Nigga,
yeah. Where the fuck was that at?
That shit was going crazy, nigga.
But, nigga, that shit was. So like back then, it wasn't.
Crenshaw, Washington?
Yes, nigga. It wasn't no Hollywood, bro. You either went to house parties or you went to parties that was in the hall that niggas threw.
Or the Mixed Nuts.
Bro, the Mixed Nuts, nigga. Shout out to Obi. That was my first like.
It's a popular comedy club. That's what it used to be back in the day.
Hey, what was that club?
Oh, that's the shit fucking from Book Capone talking about.
Hey, what was that? What was that hall called on Figueroa, cuz?
That nigga was at the Mixed Nuts? Nigga, that was dangerous as fuck.
Crenshaw and Adams?
Bro.
Crenshaw, Washington.
What's the other one too? Buffalo Soldiers.
Oh, that's crazy.
Shit.
That was a comedy club though?
But no,
that's crazy.
They turned to like a hip hop club. Shout out to the homie Obi. Because of nigga, but I went there when I was 15, bro, and I said, nigga, this shit is raw.
What was that club called on Fig?
Niggas get popped up there.
That hall.
Niggas sit here and talk about the club like it wasn't mine. Niggas, that was mine, nigga.
Man.
Me and Obi.
My bad. Okay, technical.
Mixed Nuts?
It was a hall on Fig.
And it was
like
because I was all my homies.
Before you get the Olympic, right before Pico. It's a hall on the right side.
DoKnow, it was dangerous though.
We was in there out of pocket though. We be sneaking in the Mac 90 in the back gate, nigga. We had all kinds of shit up in there.
Mac 90 in the back gate?
Around drums, nigga.
He was a security guard?
No,
nigga, it was some gangster
shit. What the fuck?
Bro, back then you go to parties, back then with the parties is getting shot the fuck up, bro.
Super.
Parties still get shot up, but Mixed Nuts? I don't want to get shot at the Mixed Nuts.
Nigga, yeah.
Well, tell your friend it is, LA really is what it is, because imagine if they ask somebody that lived in Beverly Hills or West LA or some that they didn't have to endure South LA, you feel me? Los Angeles, South Central, or Compton or Watts or anything like that. Like, that shit really is what it is. Imagine if we grew up in country clubs and going to Beverly Hills Hotel.
And then what I'm saying,
feel me?
It's because look.
What's that shit on? Crenshaw on what? What, Jefferson, right? Nigga. But these is places that all the girls and everybody was going to.
No, so look.
You going to Crenshaw and Jefferson.
And then I would try to break it down to them because they were like, so what's the difference between South Central and East LA? And I was like,
what's up, guys, man? Join the millions of fans that played on Underdog last year. With their pick'em game, you can win money by making sports picks. It's time to turn those picks into cash by going higher or lower on player stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and much more. You can win up to 1,000 times your money. Sign up now and deposit using promo code FMW to get $1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick. Don't worry about nothing.
There's no difference. It's just different races that predominantly live in their certain areas.
And we don't go over there.
And I'm like, and they're like, explain it. I'm like, okay, East LA is predominantly Mexican, mostly only Mexican. South Central is black and Mexican, but predominantly more black, but it's a lot of Mexicans too. And they're like, but what's the difference? I'm like, there's no difference, fool. There's gangbanging everywhere within the county, fool. There's just certain places, I'm explaining to them how they're asking me how does LA work, and I'm like, LA works like everywhere else. Just people stay where they grew up. The people all they know. You can't tell me. I can't tell you the cuts of South Central. Maybe I can the little shit that I ever, but I can tell you the cuts of where I grew up and shit, where the shit went cracking and shit like that. And just some places were known for other places because of Hollywood. South Central got really known because, I mean, obviously there was some crazy shit going on, but also the way Hollywood kind of shone light and the fucked up shit that it showed.
Yeah, it's just bigger than everybody else area. So yeah, like you said, yeah, that's a good way to explain it.
So I was just like, I was like, because they were like, what's crazier? And I was like, everything's fucking crazy, dog.
Yeah.
There's a fucking, like, I can't tell you, like, Watts is more crazy than Compton. They're all fucking bad, fool.
Everywhere.
And especially from the 90 to 2010, it was, fools were dying everywhere, fool. Just,
Yeah. But East LA though, like, nigga, even today, like, if I go over there, like, the homie just had a video shoot. I'm like, nigga, I be feeling out of place over there. Cause I'm like, we never went there.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? That was never our side. We ain't never had no business over there. Nobody was like.
I don't know what's going on. Like you said, I don't know the cuts. I don't know
It's a whole different area.
The gang. What's going on? How y'all gangbang over here?
But we know what's up over there. We know it's active as fuck.
Yeah, East
You know
LA.
what I'm saying? But we like, shit. Nigga.
And then, yeah, it was just a trip for them to wonder, like, us growing up here, we kind of, like, automatically, like, oh, this is where we're at. And fuck, I mean, shit, bro, even if you don't gangbang, you kind of just know kind of where you're at automatically. But to explain it to them, they were like, oh, so the valley's soft. And I'm like, shit.
Play with the
You
back.
you might die in this motherfucker.
Audio.
I'm like, bro, that's some real shit. So you just never know. Fool. It was crazy to explain. They were like, how do they gangbang by USC? I'm like, motherfucker, you'll die by USC.
Bro,
I'm like, shit.
It's crazy though because like
As soon as you walk out that bitch.
the only media that people really got, they still think of boys
In the hood,
and
yeah.
shit like that. When they think about LA, it's like nothing modern that they be like, oh, that's what LA is like now.
Damn,
when it come down to gangbanging and
That's
shit
a
like
trip
We
though,
need
right?
that. We need that modern movie. We need to redo that shit because boys in the hood and menace to
But what would a
society. That
modern
shit is out.
gangbang LA movie look like?
Shit, I mean, they got it now. They don't need a movie no more. They got YouTube. They seeing us. They
It's
seeing,
definitely on
they
YouTube.
seeing all the other niggas from LA on this motherfucker, and they fucked up by it. Like, and that's what LA is. Y'all niggas over here.
Shit, the vlogs I be doing,
Yeah.
they looking at shit like, oh, these fools are just walking.
Understand, bro? If I'm in the middle of fucking Delaware, nigga, I'm gonna look at your shit and I'm gonna be like, nigga, that's what LA is like.
Yeah.
Warren Cali.
The Warren County sounds wild. But even like, so when I tell people I grew up in Echo Park, right? And they watch like the movie Movies I Look, I'm like, fool, you gotta understand that it's more to it. It's like Boys in the Hood, right? I'm like, it's more to that, you guys. Like, it's just not like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, the story is true. Like, there is stories like that where there's like a really good kid that's best friends with a really bad kid. And
That was based on two households. Boys in the Hood was based on
two households.
That's like,
I'm like, think of 1 million of those.
And
But I ain't gonna lie, South like LA, Compton people we call that LA, like where they from and shit. Like,
Yeah.
the house structures and everything, they really look like that still though.
Yeah.
they really actually do in South Central. They really still
They
look
still
like that.
look like that.
y'all niggas got them big ass porches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they got the big ass boys.
My mama got that
Shit, where I grew up is all.
Yeah.
Shit, where I grew up is all building. Fuck it.
Building.
If it was all buildings.
People think Compton is big. Compton is small as fuck, bro.
Small as fuck.
Super small.
Well,
All the hoods that beef is right next, like literally 35 seconds.
hey, the other
45
day I
seconds
want to
from each
go celebrate the homegirl's birthday. Her family lives in between like Western and Crenshaw and like the little streets like the 5th Ave and 8th Ave, and they got some really nice houses in between those
other. It's
places.
everywhere though. They got nice houses.
Let's do it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Yeah, let's
up,
get
man?
through these. Let's get through one more before we go.
Let's do this. The top 5 things couples argue about at home. A new poll look at the top thing couples bicker about at home. Here's the list. Number 1, leaving the lights on. Leaving the toilet seat up. Not putting clean dishes away. Starting housework but not finishing it. Whose turn it is to vacuum or mop. Not squeegeeing or wiping things down after a shower. Dirty clothes on the floor. Crumbs in the bed. Not dusting properly. Not making the bed. Not listening. Not taking out the trash.
It all sounds like
What the fuck is this?
That sounds like it's a white fucking.
That's a weak ass topic. I ain't gonna lie.
that shit just trash.
Well, look, the only other one was I go up.
Like, oh, that's a
More women
Just
may
in the
be
bathroom?
single by 2030.
Fuck yeah,
A
more
study
horn fry.
estimates- Yeah. A study estimates that 45% of women ages 35 to 44 will be single by 2030 because women aren't getting married young anymore and aren't having a lot of babies. Do you think that this is true? If not, why are women predicted to be single? What should happen in order for the numbers to go down?
Man,
I agree with that.